So rather than just a set and forget bucket of money for this, I sort of set the purpose. Well, what if the premise of this this co-op was to structure the Sun Village Co-op as a regenerative finance model, to help the investors find conscious purpose in their investment. So that is the premise we're working from. The framework would be, all right, so apart from putting the money in, like, including what are they doing? So the outcomes they're going to want is financial returns. But below that, it could be community, connection, relationships, contribution, finding themselves, an opportunity for financial education, learning regen, and even entertainment. And so stepping through the process to against these outcomes with the premise of we're using this as an opportunity for investors to find more conscious purpose in their lives through this investment, not just through the investment. So what would we need? What would be the process of financial returns? Well, we'd need an investment model. So that's good. But what is a more conscious way? What conscious capability would the investors need to find purpose out of even just the investment model and the financial returns? So maybe it could be a mandate of or a reflection on where they are sourcing their desire for financial returns, like sourcing their relationship with money, why they want this, and reflections on that as a developmental process. If they get community out of it, the process would be maybe we create networking infrastructure, and the networking infrastructure could be digital, or it could be hard infrastructure. So it could be a room within this development where people get together in community once a week, once a month, and have powwow sessions about how that's going on. So it's like, what's the conscious capability that people would need to show up in that to help them on this journey? So it would be maybe a more developmental structure of how these networking sessions come together. So in this I'm holding how Regen Places Network holds their meetings and create a developmental journey for communities in this practice. With connection, the process might be we create an onboarding section, onboarding program for people to connect with each other, not just put all people in a bucket together and say, get on with it. So there could be that as part of the program under this cooperative. And what would be a more conscious developmental version of this, or what could people hold for that, would be maybe co-designing it with the investors. So the investors are co-designing their own onboarding program. There's a reflection of how they themselves maybe struggle, or maybe their unique way of feeling comfortable and safe connecting with people. And this comes across, and this bridges this gap towards Western and Indigenous cultures as well. So once it's multicultural, really multicultural, not just loads of different colored people in a room, harmonizing those cultures and learning from them, learning from how these cultures connect and commune. The relationships, a developmental program within that, maybe that's outside of Regen, maybe there's some really cool developmental program that's based on conscious reflection for the people. A form of contribution, which is a lot of people in, like, why are they putting it in this instead of something else? They're probably looking for a form of significance and contribution. And this could be another investor co-designed session of what lights them up, and creating that as a developmental process as well. And maybe the capability that they would need is a willingness to think about regen and think about this conscious work in itself. An outcome could be finding themselves, and the process could be implementing a journaling program. Now this is what Tyler wanted to bring in from the beginning. It's what I started anyway. It's a beautiful way to organize your thoughts with a journaling program. It can be co-journaling, so after every meeting, people journal, because we think we all saw the same meeting but we all had totally different experiences. We all saw the elephant from different angles. And so when we journal separately and then collectively in a storyboard, we build a field of understanding across the experiences that we have in life. And life is just a series of experiences. So why would we not want to enrich them and develop a deeper sense of how that is designed within ourselves? And that would involve that, we would need a capability of self-reflection in that. So for not financial education, you would think, cut and dry finance program, but how could that finance program be more regenerative, be more conscious, and more purposeful? And that could be, again, reflecting on people's relationship with money and maybe a deep dive into what money is, and the analogy, like I talked about in previous videos, about money and water being similar, but they're inverse. So money has water has innate intelligence, and it knows to take the low ground. It knows to nourish deep, and money doesn't. It's a bit airy and a bit fairy, and it goes high. Regen education, that's just what we do. And here's a cool one. So like yes, developmental, yes, purpose, yes, consciousness, but yes, fun. Like yes, like why would we not want to gamify this? Want to have entertainment within this? And so maybe there's an investment platform that comes. All the dopamine triggering bullshit that every other program and social media thing has. Well, how would we do that in a more conscious way? The conscious capability. Well, that could be a really conscious co-designed session where everyone within the cooperative come together and reflect on that and grow from that.